There has been a question that's plagued society for far too long. Who are the top 10 hottest women? Sure, you could look it up and see one you have never even heard of, like Jennifer Lopez or Rihanna. Or you could ask me, the number one authority on attractive women. I really know what's going on. Number 10. Keiko Fujimori, Peru. In order to be a disaster emergency specialist, you first have to meet a few requirements. You need a bachelor's degree in emergency management, public safety, or something similar, 2 years minimum of experience in emergency management, strong communication skills, critical thinking, and quick decision making. Keiko Fujimori also has strong communication skills, the ability to critically think, and good decision making. When she managed to become a presidential candidate after being arrested for corruption, only losing out by sub 1% to Pedro Castillo, truly a sad loss for the right wing parties of Peru. Number 9. Illaoi, League of Legends. Holy smokes! Look at those beefcakes! Speaking of cakes, when disaster strikes, many people will be without homes and food. It is your job to make sure that there are plans in place that allow for the flow of food and supplies to those who are unfortunate enough to fall victim to disasters. Churches are usually philanthropic in general, so you will likely need to get used to working with them. Speaking of churches, Illaoi is the prophet of the tentacle god and is very philanthropic with violence. You will probably not use violence against churches to supply food to the poor, but number 8. Wendy, Wendy's. Everyone knows her burgers are delicious. But what about her?
Get on the ground. You're under arrest for illegal drug possession.
That reminds me. You need to make sure that when the time comes, you have a plan that accounts for as many variables and safety procedures as possible. The plan needs to be actionable and follow all state, federal, and local regulations. This includes safe routes for evacuations and prepared shelters for the newly homeless. Number 7. Hillary Clinton, not the White House. Like Keiko Fujimori, Hillary Clinton also ran for president. Unlike Keiko Fujimori, her name is with an H and not a K. If you did not know, hot is spelled with an H and not a K, which Hillary Clinton is. You know what else Keiko Fujimori and Hillary Clinton have in common? They both are politicians, which we'll have to work with to help plan your emergency plans and to make sure they fit regulations. This also extends to local businesses and things of that nature too. Having great social skills would help greatly. You know what else they have in common? They were both related to a former president. Kago Fujimori was the daughter of the former president Alberto Fujimori, while Hillary was married to one. You know, after some thought, Bill Clinton is kind of really hot. Number 6. Bill Clinton, the White House. Alright, screw Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton could have my number any day. Bill Clinton put the people first and proposed to put 100,000 new police officers on the street. That involves a lot of training, which you'll have to do as an emergency disaster specialist. You may have the plan, but no one else does unless you teach it to them. The last thing you want is a weak and untrained police force when there's times of crisis. So it is your job to make sure that they are trained. Number 5. Catherine de' Medici, France. Catherine de' Medici is best known for being the Queen Consort of Henry II, being one of the most influential figures in the Catholic Huguenot Wars, and bearing 3 kings of France. While she was a very important figure in France, barely anyone knows about her. Likewise, you will not be on anyone's mind when disaster strikes. Unlike the frontline workers like police or firefighters, you are white collar and strictly a management role. This is partly why your job isn't well known, and not many people realize the impact it has on society. The importance of planning and accounting for disasters and potential damages is paramount in reducing fatalities. Unfortunately, or fortunately for some, Catherine was a major part in the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Day, which led to deaths of tens of thousands of Protestants all over France. Number 4. Blaze the Cat, Sonic the Hedgehog. One word. Pyrokinesis. How would you like to have that superpower? I mean, Blaze could play around in the Himalayas for hours and she would be perfectly fine. Also, her 45-degree ponytail makes her look like a Native American. Blaze is also from the Sonic franchise, which is famous for having mentally questionable fans. While on the topic of mental health, disasters can have a lasting impact on someone's mental health, and it is a part of your job to ensure that those facilities are ready for the victims of tragedies. Dealing with both mental health and trauma is just a part of the job. You know, it's kind of funny because Blaze's love interest is the telekinetic hedgehog Silver, both of which are espers. Being an esper would surely help when dealing with mental health. Number 3, your biological mother, real life. this picture I made with the guy in the background and a bunch of the middle-aged women. This is it. This image is why this is in the video. That's it. This is it. Number 2, Lily Pichu, California. Lily Pichu is a very successful female streamer and voice actor. You know who else is a really successful female streamer and voice actor? The Lubrizol Corporation, which employs emergency management specialists. They are a chemical company and are currently looking for specialists right now, probably because chemicals are kind of dangerous. Number 1, Fluttershy, My Little Pony. Fluttershy is objectively the best and most attractive My Little Pony character, full stop. Her timid behavior is really cute, and she has wings, which makes her look like a bird or an insect. Her name is Fluttershy, which also rhymes with a butterfly, which is also an insect. Fluttershy lives out in the woods, which has a lot of animals in it, including birds, which have wings. Wings start with W. You know what else starts with W? That's right, hot women. Because of these displays of facts and logic, Fluttershy is undeniably the hottest
You have
female
the right
to
to
ever
remain silent.
grace this
Anything
planet.
you say will be used against you in a court of
There
law.
you have it,
You have the
folks.
right to an
The
attorney
top
during an
10 hottest
interrogation.
females to
If you
ever
cannot afford an
exist.
attorney,
This
one will
is
be
the
appointed to
best
you.
list in the world. No one can top it. I am the greatest. Bye.